right now. You're now recording. Thank you. Cypria would have killed me if I had forgotten to do that. So yeah, and we'll see how this goes. Ben?
Thank you. Thanks for having me, guys. I also have never done this like this before, but we're all figuring it out quickly. And I'm excited. I'm so excited for you guys because you're going to be smarter than everyone else now. And I want you to win, and everyone's going to get smarter because of you. And we have this big, beautiful global community, really, that you're a part of. And but you're going to be the secret team of debate warriors that's going to make everybody smarter, sharper, keener. And I'm wicked honored to get to play some little role in that. You'll see, we'll see. Like, some of you are gonna love this, and some of the, people get passionate about debate, and the idea is to maybe not be overly passionate and remember why you're doing it, and we'll talk about why we're doing it. But it's also fun to be a little bit passionate, and probably some of you are going to be more, or some people are more or less excited about debate. I don't know of a lot of people who just either kind of like it. Like, people kind of, they like it a lot or they kind of hate it. So no hard feelings. It's okay. We can still be friends. We could talk about other things. We can hang out some other time, and that's fine. But I can't think of a lot of people, honestly, in my life who could just take or leave debate. They all want to either take it or leave it. So we'll see which you are. I'm going to attempt a PowerPoint type presentation, a keynote type presentation. We're going to see how this goes. I'm going to share my screen. Which should be right here, and is, and here, and here, and here. Okay, does that seem right? Does it seem like there's a guy doing the thing and it says class 1? All right, I see some thumbs. I can't see everyone's face and see the thing at the same time, which is kind of lame, because I never did the gallery view before. Maybe everyone does that but me, but it feels very Brady Bunch, which I'm into. It's pretty cool.
I like how the very first slide has a dude clapping. It sets the tone.
Yeah. I stole this from, there will be other images here, but I stole this from a poster. I taught debate once. I'm not the debate master of the Three Jewels. I'm not even the debate master of Diamond Mountain anymore, because I don't think there is one anymore. But I was maybe the last one. So debate master emeritus or something, which meant that it was my job to bring tea and cookies to the people who came to debate. And I was good at it because I like cookies. Though I'm more of a coffee man than a tea man. It's not important. But yeah, but I did teach debate. I taught this class actually at Three Jewels, New York in 1938 or something. And I think 5 people came, and 2 of them were maybe angry at us by the end, because debate can frustrate people. It can be frustrating. But be brave, don't worry about it. And you kind of got to leave your ego at the door, which is definitely impossible. You're going to get told you're wrong a lot. I find that kids actually are unusually good at debate, because they're so used to everyone telling them they're wrong all the time that it's kind of not that big a deal for them to be corrected. We're less used to it, so it feels kind of ooky. But you're brave, and you're practitioners, and so it's a practice. And I feel like my mind is healthy when I know that it's changed recently. Like, how many times did my mind change about something today? How many times did my mind change about something this week? I think that's a sign of my personal intellectual health. And okay, so here we go. Class 1 is going to be on the 3 relationships. We're going to start here. We're going to talk about why I learned debate, because we're starting to talk about that anyway. So why are we going to learn debate? First reason, apparently I said, okay, it's an advanced form of study. So this is how they study. And one of the main ways they study in the monastery, it's mostly memorization or debate are the two things they do in the monastery. We're Westerners basically memorized nothing. So we lean heavily on debate. I'm not good at memorization. I memorized one or two things. I have since forgotten them. So we can lean more on this one. You get pretty sharp in debate. I know there are some teachers here. I know there's some like Dharma teachers here in the audience. I have found in teaching Dharma that if I've debated something, like I never hear a question in class that I haven't heard before because I spent time on the debate ground. Now I'll hear new debates on the debate ground. New debates come up all the time, but new questions in class are pretty rare. We've done it. There've been, you'll get, we'll nod, Earl and I will nod at each other or something and be like, oh God, this question again. Because we heard it. So you get sharp. It's an advanced form of study. And I think in general, and maybe I'll expand on this in the last of the reasons that I want to give. If you are not regularly exposing your thinking about a given topic to other people who you trust, who will tell you if you're wrong, you're probably wrong. I think it's critically important to do that, and friends are the best for that. And it's you're incredibly blessed to have a community. It's so wonderful to have a community of people to do that with. Oh, here we go. There's a chat. I'm gonna look at the chat thing, but I don't know if I can do chat at the same time. But I want you to know if
just Zoe snapping fingers, just like, damn.
Okay, all right, good. All right, well, you have to tell me stuff because it doesn't look like I can share my screen and look at chat at the same time.
Really?
So if someone says like, okay, Ben's fly is down, then please let me know. Earl says it is. Okay.
Is Tala actually raising her hand, or is she just messing with icons? I'm gonna
Cricket icons.
Just messing with it.
Okay, yeah, cool. Put questions in the chat, and Tyler will help me see all the nodding. Yeah, totally. Rewires your brain to think clearly. I think it's a. You see, I am wearing shorts, as you see. You caught me. I'm not wearing pants. That's okay. I'm like a newscaster that way. But it is like a software, like programming. We're installing a program into your head, and you're gonna find as you learn the format, at the beginning, at least, it's an unwieldy pain in the ass. And so you're gonna say like, okay, I want to have a debate about, kumquats or whatever, or the illusory body of a Buddha or something, and so how do we, in the beginning, I found like I would force it into debate format, and then you would kind of hash it out for a moment, and then it would devolve into the kind of natural mode of argumentation that we're used to. Eventually, I found that if I really tried hard, I could keep it in the format. You could kind of start in the format and end in the format, but I just felt penned in. I just felt really like claustrophobic by this way of debating, and you're going to feel that way at first. And I tell you that now in my life, I can't help it. I mean, it's probably pretty annoying to a lot of my friends who have been through this training with me. I will get sometimes, can we just talk about it without debating it? Can we talk about it without the format? Yes, Earl definitely finds it annoying. Can we talk about this without the format? I can't help it. Like, it's just this format. It is the fastest, clearest way to get your point across to someone. It just is. And I'm going to say that without qualification. It is faster. It is a faster mode of debate than what we see these turkeys do on television in certain seasons. It's clearer, it's faster, it's precise, and when you rewire your brain, you won't be able to not use the format if you want to express yourself clearly. Okay. next thing? Oh, yeah, and then the whatever real reason we do it is to lead yourself to an understanding of reality, to understand the nature of things, the nature of the universe, and there's just nothing like it. It's like when you get a lot of time debating with your friends, you have this almost like a window to a higher worldview. You you have a certain worldview that you maintain throughout the day that you can clarify by the number of times you yelled at someone you love today. Gives you a pretty helpful scale on how your personal worldview is going. Um, but then there's this other worldview that is like, what what could I defend on the debate ground? You see, there's like this higher version. What would be tightest? What could I make the strongest run of on the debate ground? And maybe it's not totally in my heart. I'm not there yet. You see? So do I believe that everything is coming from me instead of at me? You know, if I'm a true Tsongkapian, right? If I'm following in the words of Tsongkhapa, I know that I don't believe that yet, really. He says I won't believe that yet. He says until very advanced stages of meditation that don't seem to have happened to Ben yet, you will doubt the highest versions of reality that he is so desperately trying to teach you. But then there's what I could defend on the debate ground, and it's a little better, it's a little higher, it's a little tighter, it's a little closer. I also think some of the magic powers of perception that come down the road in our personal practice, thinking clearly is like a step towards them. Like before you read people's minds, before you can read the mind of a Tiwala somewhere in Timbuktu right now, you start to see pretty far with your logic. You start to get pretty close to some like almost supernatural ways of seeing the world that like might look almost supernatural to someone else, but you're just thinking clearly. You're just understanding reality more clearly. Okay, so definition of a reason. Okay, we're starting. This is the meat of the class. We're into the meat of the class. All right, definition of a reason. What's a reason? The definition of a reason.
Anything put forth as a reason.
How nice. Thank you, Sarah. Yeah, that was Sarah, right? Yeah, good. Okay, nodding. Yeah, cool. I only get 4 people on my screen at a time, but if you speak up, suddenly you appear. Yeah, anything you put forth as a reason. Here, it's here. That which is put forth as a reason. Yeah. So, the sky is blue because it's a turkey. Because it's a turkey, is that a reason?
Yeah.
Okay, great. Tyler says yes. We all agree? Everyone is nodding? Yeah, that's a reason. I hope someone's shaking their head in disappointment. But yeah, technically it's a reason. It's a terrible reason. And reasons are important. Reasons, the number of times a day you use reasons, and it's more than you think. It's more than you think, unless you think about it, right? Like the alarm goes off in the morning and you hit the snooze button because you have a little more time, because traffic, basically anytime you said because in your life, you used a reason. I can do this because I can hit the snooze button because I can get there 10 minutes early. Is that a good reason that I can get there? It's only going to take me about 10 minutes to get there. I can hit the snooze button because it's only going to take me about 10 minutes to get there. In my case, I'm not going anywhere because we don't get to go anywhere. So it's true, I can probably make it in 10 minutes. But not necessarily, stuff comes up. So is that a good reason? Definition of a reason, okay? Any cockamamie thing you give as a reason, it is a reason. It's not necessarily a correct reason. What's the definition of a correct reason? I would accept Sarah or anyone giving me the definition of a correct reason.
In which the 3 relationships hold.
Yay, one in which the 3 relationships hold. Yeah, cool. And that's a totally satisfying answer to everyone here, right? All right. We have this, sorry. Three relationships, right? There's this problem here. I was going to do that back and forth. See, master of PowerPoint. It's amazing. Okay, yeah. We have this looming undefined thing that we better talk about, right? So the definition of a correct reason is one in which the three relationships hold. Okay, dayandak. Okay, a correct reason. Dayandak. Um, sosungyinba is the three relationships. Sosungyinba. So, all right, we better talk about it. To talk about it, unfortunately, we have to talk about other stuff before we can talk about the three relationships, right? But we know that's our goal, and that's our goal today. All right, today our goal is the three relationships. All right, that's what we're doing. Class 1 is the three relationships. All right, so to understand the three relationships, we have to talk about the three parts of a logical statement. Syllogism? People will say a syllogism. Okay, I think that's an archaic English word that we don't use much. A logical statement. I don't know what you want to call it. Sometimes in reasoning, they call the whole thing a reason. Sometimes they call part of it a reason. Whatever. Anyway, what did we say? It doesn't matter. Ducks are blue because they have feathers. Okay. Someone who's not Sarah or Rachel, tell me the subject. Ducks are blue because they have feathers. What's the subject of this statement? Cool. Who said that?
I did. Nick.
Well done, Nicholas. Nick. Okay, Nick. All right, Nick, you win. You don't win anything, but yeah, great. Ducks. Ducks. What about them? They are blue because they have feathers. What's the assertion? What am I stating here about ducks? Anyone other than Nick, Tyler, Sarah,
They are blue.
Rachel. They're blue. Agreed. Yeah, right. See, the word assertion is even blue. Okay. So that was a dead giveaway. That's probably how you got it, actually. So yeah, ducks are blue. Ducks are the subject. They are blue is the assertion. Okay. Why did I say they're blue? Oh, because they have feathers. Anyway, you get it. That's the reason. I don't need to quiz someone on what's the reason. Seems super obvious at this point. Ducks are blue because they have feathers. Okay, ducks are blue because they have feathers. Because they have feathers. Is that a reason?
Yes.
Totally. Clearly, is that a correct reason?
No.
We didn't study the three relationships yet, but I think in your gut you can feel that it is unlikely. And if it turns out that that was a correct reason, you're probably going to want to look for a different system of logic and debate. And I will understand. So let's talk about the three relationships. The three relationships are relationships between these three. Okay, so these three should have connections between them, and then based on the connections between them, we're going to decide whether or not they meet the definition of a correct reason, which is Tsusumyimba, basically. Okay, one in which the three relationships hold. Here we go. Number one. Number A. Letter 1 is number A is the subject, okay, is the reason. Or you could say, sometimes you'll see people will say the reason is true of the subject. Same thing, okay? But colloquially, okay? So who feels like they can test this out, okay? Ducks are blue because they have feathers. So who could state, okay, who is not, I don't know, Nick, Rachel, Sarah, someone new. What do you think? Can you do it? This is tricky. Can you state the first test, right? Say blank is blank, or blank are blank, or blank have blank.
Tala unmuted. Let's when we do this, can we try using the hand raise? I'm not sure people know how to do that, just because it may be a little bit easier to do.
Fine, you'll have to call on them.
Tala.
Hand raise. Yes.
Let's go with Tala. Oh, and then she muted again.
Okay.
Ducks because
They have feathers?
Yeah, great. You don't need to be cousin in this case.
Ducks.
Okay? Yeah, ducks have feathers. Okay? Do ducks have feathers? Are you good with that?
Yeah.
Yeah, okay. Ducks have feathers. Cool. Right. So, obviously they're blue, right? Like, did it pass the test? Do you accept it, Tala? Do ducks have feathers?
So far, yeah.
So far, they have feathers. They do or they don't. So far, until they evolve into their final state.
I'm satisfied.
Say again?
I'm satisfied with the first relationship.
Okay, so you accept that they are blue, right?
I know, but we haven't gotten there yet.
Fair enough. Okay, fine. So, agreed. It's a good thing they don't call it the one relationship, or we would have a situation. The second of the three relationships, if something is 3, then it must be 2. Okay, if something is 3, then it must be 2. Give me someone new. If you don't volunteer, I'm gonna ask Tyler to bug someone, because this is part of the thing, right? You got to get out of your comfort zone. The debate is an out of your comfort zone kind of practice. And Tyler doesn't want to be the bad guy, but I literally can't see your names in this thing because I'm sharing the thing or whatever. So poor Tyler.
See, Cass unmuted.
They all say no. If something has feathers, then it must be blue is not true.
Well, cool. I'm glad you feel that way. Great. So it did not pass the second test. All right. So it passed the first test, didn't pass the second test. Good. Third test. Okay, let's double check. All right. If something is not 2, then it must not be 3. Okay. Give me someone new. All right. Someone raise their hand, or if they don't raise their hand, who are new, then Tyler, go get them.
Go for it, Zoe.
Yay, Zoe.
Oh wait. Oh, I just had it. Oh, if something is blue, then it must have feathers.
You got to do the knots. We're on C. Look,
Oh,
knots
if
and
something
knots.
is not blue, then it must not be feathered.
Yeah, right. If it's not blue, then it mustn't have feathers. Yeah, right. Sometimes you're gonna have to adjust the grammar on the fly. I didn't know we were gonna be using this stupid duck thing. All right, but you'll learn to be sensitive to it. Yeah, but then it's not feathered. That's pretty good. That's pretty strong. That's nice restating of it. And of course, that's true. Then when things are not blue, that they are not feathered in any case. Is that correct, Zoe?
No, toucans.
Okay, right, okay. Right, toucans are not blue and not, no, okay, they have feathers. Good, yeah, sounds good, great. So, someone real quick, maybe Earl could give us, because he has a little more experience doing this. I'm sure probably others of you could, and you can raise your hand if you have it. Someone quickly give me a reason that passes B but not C, or C but not B. Earl, do you have one real quick?
Consider ducks, they fly because they're made of lead.
Okay, and this passes B but not C, or C but not B?
B but not C?
Great, cool. They fly because they're made of lead?
No, it doesn't pass C.
Okay, but it passes B, right?
No.
You see the confidence you have to act with when you're debating? Eventually in the monastery, they're like, they can make you doubt that your name is Ben, right? I mean, yeah, hi, I'm Ben. How you? Oh, it's Ben, is it? So it doesn't pass either one. I'm sorry, no problem, Earl. It's okay. I mean, I know you have some experience, but you're a little rusty. Someone else can give me an example that passes B but not C, or C but not B. Either one. Is everyone suddenly volunteering at once, Tyler? And I just don't know it?
I think it. Does anybody want to try for it? I can't tell if people are volunteering or just unmuting arbitrarily.
Sarah,
I'll
Sarah's
save you.
wondering.
Oh, good.
He wants to give it a shot.
Great.
I feel like C is impossible.
C is impossible. Oh, nothing could pass C?
Well, I can't think of anything. That doesn't mean that nothing can pass it.
Yeah, if something is not in Albuquerque, New Mexico, then it is not in the room with me right now.
Wait, I think I have one.
Oh, good.
I don't know if it's bad. Okay, flowers grow because they are alive.
Cool. Flowers grow because they're alive. And then, Rachel, would you run the second test?
Okay.
I mean, run the first test just for whatnots and giggles.
Okay, are flowers alive? If they're
Yes.
alive, do they have to grow?
Okay. If something is alive, then it must.
Then it must grow.
Is that true?
Dang it, I don't know, because we'd have to define alive and grow. But clearly
Can we do another simple example of this to copy? Like I
Kelsey had a good one in the comments.
where
I want to hear it.
So Kelsey's was if something is not clean, it is not dirty.
if something is not dirty. Oh, if something is not clean, it is not dirty. So the subject is the something. The reason is the not
So
clean.
if something is not dirty, right?
Mhm.
Then, but what I want is a reason, right? With a subject, assertion, and reason. You see, a whole logical statement with a subject, assertion, and reason that passes B but not C, or that passes C but not B. And I'm gonna help you guys out now. I don't think there is one.
Okay.
Okay, so I'm kind of a jerk. All right, and especially mean to Earl. I don't think that there is one. There are people, you might find people who will try to give you one. And if you come up with one, please send it to, 333-11111 Albuquerque, New Mexico. But these sort of duplicate each other. If something passes B, it's going to pass C. If something passes C, it's going to pass B. If it doesn't pass B, it's not going to pass C. If it doesn't pass C, it's not going to pass B. So why have them both? You see? And I don't totally know the answer, okay? I have heard a lot of cockamamie theories. There's that word again. I've heard a lot of theories, and I will offer you some theories, okay? I will offer you my own thoughts on the topic, but these are non-traditional to some extent, okay? And the main point is, this is the way it's been handed down, and I ain't gonna be the one to change it. It could be that I just don't get it, all right? It could well be that I just don't get it. I'm not gonna be the guy that changes the definition of a correct reason to be one in which the two relationships hold. I think it's worth looking into. I think we should continue to look into it, all right? Also is a nice way of getting you to look more closely, to recheck your work, okay? So it's nice to look at these one way and look at these the other. I also think there's something very special about thinking of things in terms of positive and thinking of things in terms of negative. And it's very important to learning to study well, think clearly, and understand reality, right? There's some special connection, especially in the Buddhist tradition, about reality and understanding a negative, especially understanding a double negative. Like if things are not clean, then they're not dirty, or what if something is not clean, is it not dirty? You will see in the debate texts, it gets rough. I mean, they'll ask you if something's not dirty, then is it not clean? And you learn to count like odd or even basically. Like you just listen to them very closely, and then if you end on an even, that you know that it comes out positive or negative. Don't ask me which is which. I don't remember. So these are the 3 relationships. All right. Here's what we're gonna do. All right. Here's where things get wild. Breakout groups. If we're capable of it. Here's what I want you to do. Okay. I want you to come up with a
I
correct
wonder if
reason.
people feel that we need one more example of one. Yes. No. One thumbs up.
Let's do it. We can do one more example, okay? But I want it. It's hard. It's going to be hard no matter what. But let's do it. Give me a subject. Any subject. Someone throw out, say, a word or put it in the chat, and then first noun, okay, that you get in the chat. Tyler, give me.
Robots.
Robots. What's something that's true about robots? First response in the chat. They are.
Robots are, the first one is they are not humans.
But robots are not humans. Why not? Teacher, why ain't they human? Someone give me a reason.
Because they don't die.
Robots aren't humans because they don't die. This is going to be hard because you negatived, okay? But it's fine. That's how it's going to go, all right? Some of these are going to be hard, but it's a good warning to you that if you negative, you're going to make it hard on yourself. I like this, okay? Robots are not human because they don't die. I like it because it's not an important topic, okay? You're learning a new language, all right? There are going to be 4 terms you're going to learn in this new language. You're going to learn them next week, all right? De, Jiqir, Damadrup, and Kyabamajum, all right? But for now, all right, we practice what we call a syllogism, okay? Which means you're just going to debate about stupid things. Don't debate about important things for now, okay? For now. Learn to debate, learn to use reasoning. Don't start with, emptiness is not the reverse of the conception of an unchanging thing because it is not that which is seen by someone who thinks they're in the direct perception of emptiness but isn't. Don't do that. Don't do it to yourself. Don't do it to me. Don't start that way, right? You didn't start learning Spanish or English or Sanskrit. Well, Sanskrit, maybe you started learning Sanskrit through philosophy, but don't learn this one through philosophy. So, robots, okay? They are not human because they don't die. Is that right?
Yeah.
Okay, so someone give me test 1. Someone new. Cricket.
I'm calling
Someone
it.
ping.
I'm volunteering.
Good, Tyler.
I was confused if we were supposed to do this in a question form or just restate the sentence with the 2.
Like Jeopardy? Yeah. Up to you. I'm open. I would like you to state the sentence. For now, state the sentence, and then you can decide if it's true or not. But if you, it's fine. It ain't a problem if you state it as a question. I ain't mad.
So robots don't die?
Robots don't die. Do we agree?
Well, they might die. Depends on what you.
They might die. The robot in my Prius died today. Yeah. The robot in my Prius died today, and they're trying to bring it back to life, which is not typically something you can do with a human.
Rachel had a phone, which is her computer dies all the time.
Yeah, okay, right. Anyway, it was Christina. You got it. Yeah, that's right. Yeah, good, nice execution of test 1. Do you feel it passes test 1, Christina?
No.
Okay, fine. Whatever. It's fine. It's not. You could make an argument for it. You can make an argument. You can always make an argument for it. But we don't got to do that now. Someone give me test B. Someone ping. Get it over with. If you feel like you're confident about this one, get it over with before Tyler calls on you. Sorry, I'm doing this to you, Tyler.
I'll go.
Go.
Oh, I was gonna say if something is not dying, then it must be not human.
If something is not dying, then it must be not human. Close. I'm gonna pick on you barely, okay? Technically it was does not die, okay? If something does not die, and you get good at this over time, all right? You get a sharp mind. I don't have the chat in front of me. You see, I'm not looking at it in writing, but eventually you when you're planning for how you're gonna go get the other gal on the debate ground or the other guy on the debate ground or whoever, you are thinking very carefully about what you can and will use against them. And eventually you get very good at exact wording. So yeah, basically. But so the exact wording, you want to try, was it Leah?
Yes.
Give me exact wording. You got to be dead on.
So if something does not die, then it must not be human.
Great, yeah. And that's true? Is it true that if something does not die, then it must not be human?
I don't agree.
If something does not die, then it must not be human. Do you have a counterexample?
No. This is just really confusing phrasing.
I find it confusing and part of the reason this one is confusing is because they're negatives, you see. The next one's going to be an absolute nightmare. I almost said a very bad word, but it's going to be a nightmare in an expletive-centric way. But yeah, so if you think this is bad, and it is, okay, wait till we get to the next one. All right, but yeah, if something does not die, is it true that it could not be human? I'm basically okay with that, I think. Although, I don't know. Yeah.
You can invert that, right? Like that is saying the same thing as if something is a human, then it must die. I believe those are logically equivalent statements.
Well, this is the thing about logical equivalence, man, is it seems like test B and test C are logical equivalents. So yeah, maybe. Yeah, you probably could. I mean, and you're really going to want to do that in a second. So keep that in your pocket a second, okay? Because we're going to want to use it around the vicinity of C, okay? But technically, B is, right? I'm okay with B. Maybe, I mean, you could say, I don't, if you really want to be a pain in the ass, and generally a debater does, I don't die. Haven't died once that I'm aware of. I don't in this life. I mean, I don't know, maybe I do. Maybe I died lots of times. Anyway, you can always make an interesting argument. But generally speaking, I think it's not bad, okay? Things that don't die ain't particularly human. That is generally my experience of things. Okay, what poor soul what poor bodhisattva will, out of compassion to others, take on C? It ain't gonna be pleasant. It's Earl's fault. He wanted to do one more.
I'll try.
Yay!
If something doesn't not die, then they mustn't be human.
Almost.
If something...
Oh, then they mustn't not be human.
Yeah, that's right. Yeah, right. Yeah, mustn't be not human. Yeah, right. If something doesn't not die, okay, then they can't be not human. Is that true? I'm going to take your word for it, whatever you say. If something doesn't not die, is it the case that it must not be not human?
So that means that it's alive, and then it's
Tyler, did you keep it in your pocket? Did you have it? Do you still have it on you?
Still have which on me? Sorry.
That thing that I told you to keep in your pocket for this moment right now. Now we're ready for it. I told you to set that thing aside and now take it out right now. What would be the logically equivalent statement?
Oh, that, yes. So
something is alive, then it's human.
Well, so I hear that, and my programmer brain immediately turns the knots into negative signs, which cancel out. So when you say that, what was the statement again? Even that.
If something doesn't not die, then it must not be not human.
And so you take both of the knots and they just go away. You take both of the knots and they just go away. And the end result is if something must die, nope, I don't have it. I did.
If something dies, then it must be human. That's what it comes out to. That's what I see.
Man, I don't think is that right? If something dies, then it must be. It's basically, I mean, if something doesn't not die, okay? If something doesn't not die, okay? Meaning it, right? How would we break that one down? It doesn't not die, meaning it does die. Okay.
It dies, yeah.
Yeah. Then it can't be not human, okay? Meaning
it is human, no?
Yeah.
It is potentially human. It can be human.
Yeah.
Oh, yeah, that's right. It can be
That's
human.
why, not the must. I think that's where I was getting confused.
That's true.
Yeah, good. Yeah, good. Yeah, wonderful. Yeah, good. I know we were tied up in knots, as it were. It's hard. Okay, it's hard. It takes a lot of practice, and I struggle with it too. That was a hard one. I agree. I think also, so generally speaking, Tyler, all right, you can take your pluses and put them together and take your negatives and put them together and make pluses. It doesn't always work that way. And especially in the school that is sort of most famous for debate, which is Sautrantica, there's a difference between positive and negative such that the coffee cup is not the same as the opposite of what's not a coffee cup. That the negation of a coffee cup is considered a negative thing and thus an unchanging thing, whereas the coffee cup is a changing thing. And so you gotta be able to do both, okay? Be warned, all right? You gotta be able to do both. We're not gonna deal with that right now because we're not debating advanced Buddhist philosophy right now. We're debating coffee cups, robots, and ducks. So now we're gonna attempt breakout groups. What time is it? How are we doing? I can't even look at the time. What's going on? Let's see.
5:20.
Okay, cool. Okay. So, and we're going till when? Did we decide we have an official time, right? We told people.
Well, I think we said an hour and a half, so until 9 Eastern.
Okay, so you don't have a lot of time. Okay, we're gonna try to break out into groups of 3, is that true?
I think we can, how big a group do you think makes sense?
Is it possible to do multiple breakout groups, like groups of 3? I like that.
Okay.
Let's do groups of 3, okay? And you guys are gonna come up with the correct reason. You can see this. I mean, I don't know, will you lose this? Can you take a screenshot or something if you have to? Take a screenshot. For me, it's Command Shift 3 on a Mac. And then if you're on a PC, then I think that you have to download something. Just kidding. Try your best. Looking at the 3 relationships, try them on your own. Come up with the correct reason in your group of 3. Then we're going to come back together. Okay. And then we're going to see how it went. Randomly assigned, not randomly assigned. You don't have to like roll dice or anything. But
so I'm gonna do just a random assignment because that's the simplest thing.
Yeah, great.
Which is gonna put me, you, Ben, and Earl into random rooms too. So we might have to.
Fine.
All right. So do you want to put a time limit on this ish before I should bring us back?
Give me something. Let's see. We have how many minutes left in the class?
About 35, 40.
35. 10 minutes?
Okay. Cool.
Okay, and sorry, that's not, you can't really do that, but join breakout room. Oh, here I go. How do I do it? Help.
Should be able to just hit join.
I should. I don't have it. I don't have my join button went away.
That's weird. Let me try moving you to a different room and see if that.
Okay, fine.
Get a new one?
Maybe. Am I in a room?
No, you're still in the main room.
Hmm.
Why is that one not working? That's super weird. You don't have, it's not popping up that's quite strange. You may need to unshare your screen. Are you still sharing it? Oh no, you unshared it.
I'm no longer sharing it. And I had it for a second, and then but my cursor was gone, so I couldn't get to it. And then I hit escape, hoping that I could get out of full screen to be able to get my cursor back. And then the join room thing went away.
Super weird. I don't know how to fix that. There's a couple of other people. Oh, Jane, that's right. Jane, it looks like Michael and Jane are just elsewhere. Is it possible it just like went behind the Zoom panel? Like
it's interesting.
Dialogue?
I'm looking. I don't think so. No, I'm sorry. That is not the case. Let's see. No. Look. Oh! I found a thing. Bye. Here we go.
Okay.
Hey, I'm just popping in the room to see how this works.
Oh, cool. Oh, wait, Michael's hiding in here too.
I want to do one thing real quick. I'm going to pop through each of these rooms also just to introduce myself to people because I don't know everybody. Caitlin, is it Caitlin or Catlin?
Caitlin.
Caitlin, very nice to meet you. How are you associated with this crew? I'm just kind of curious.
Yeah, I study in Austin, and so I study my teacher's Lama Marut, and so so we were kind of we're in the same lineage. But I volunteered at Diamond Mountain maybe 2 years ago for two weeks in the kitchen. So I kind of met some people, but I just got wind that this was happening, and it's.
Gotcha.
Just interesting, totally outside of my comfort zone, but something I want to work on is that clarity.
Cool. Michael, are you in the room? Doesn't look like it. I think you may be. Oh no, you are.
I'm around.
Hey, how are you? I haven't seen you in a while. How are you?
I'm good.
So I was paying so much attention to like trying to manage the Zoom stuff that I wasn't actually paying attention to what we're doing. What was the prompt again? We're just practicing reasons.
So we're just starting. So far our sentence was the sun is hot because, and then so we need a reason. So if you want to give us a reason, if you're staying, or Michael, sure, if you want to hop in.
The sun is hot because it burns, I guess. That would be.
Okay.
So much of this is about definitions, about defining words in order to make sure that your reason holds, which hasn't really been discussed yet.
Mm. Yeah, as we were saying it now, I was like, well, hot is such a big word.
Yeah, like what is hot? When do you go from warm to hot?
Okay, so should we try it out?
Sure.
Right. So the sun is burning. The sun burns. Is that how you say it? The sun is burning?
Yep.
That's true.
Yep.
I think that checks out.
And if something is burning, then it must be hot.
Which I think also you could get like shifty there and be like, you know, what does burn mean? Again, like definitions of that, like, but in the traditional sense of, you know, burning as in it's combusting, then yes, it would hold. And so the last would be if something is not burning, then it is not hot, right? Or is it the other way around? I've already forgotten.
It's the other way around.
If something is
not hot,
then it is not burning.
then it must not be burning.
Which is not true. Something is not hot. Well, no, that is true, right? Because they're the same. Yeah. If you have something that is not hot, that thing cannot be burning. Yes, I think that holds too. Cool. I'm going to switch to another room because I can. I feel so powerful.
Okay. Oh my gosh, it's so amazing. Thanks for gracing us with your presence.
Yeah, of course. I'll see you guys soon.
Okay.
Doesn't burn, it must not be from a tree. I think this works.
No, because things that aren't from trees still burn.
No, but the third one is you mixed up B and C. So it's if something doesn't burn, it must not be from a tree.
If something doesn't.
It must
No,
not be.
Yeah, it's a guy.
I think you have it right. I think
Which
B's
works.
right.
Which works if you take the premise for granted.
Oh. Something doesn't burn, then it must. That's not true because oil burns.
Oil doesn't come from a tree.
Oh shit! I wrote that wrong. Like you know the hydroflammable oil. Or
Yeah, it works because I mean, are there parts of trees that don't burn? That's the only thing that would like kind of.
But we're saying that if something does not burn, because burning is the assertion.
What was
And
the
so
statement?
we're going to say it's not the assertion. If something does not burn, then it must not come from trees. And there are things that don't burn that do not come from trees, like any non-flammable substance.
Exactly. So it's not like saying all the things that don't burn, but it's commenting. It's factual. It's correct. Which is, I think that's what we were trying to do, right?
Oh yes, let's put the coffee one down too. That was so good. It might take a second for us to remember how that went again.
You want to do something about coronavirus, or is that a bummer?
It's a bummer. Let's not.
With
Somebody else will do it.
Okay.
Somebody else will do it. Happy belated birthday, Zoe.
Oh, thank you. Tomorrow's Rachel's. Don't forget.
Oh yeah, that's right.
Everybody doing the dance, and I was like, wow, so beautiful.
Are you having a happy quarantine birthday?
Hey.
Hello.
We think we got one.
Yeah, you got it?
Yeah.
You guys working with?
All right, we got Nick. Do you want to say it?
No.
Okay. Consider a cup. It is something you can drink from because it's something you can pour liquid out of.
I'm just running the 3 relationships. Yeah.
Right?
Buy it. I buy it.
We were saying we'd like to see if Ben buys it.
Yeah. I'm thinking now it would be more helpful for Ben to be able to float through rooms rather than me. Because I think I'm the only one that can as the host. I'm gonna go find him. I'm gonna see which room he ended up in.
Okay.
I feel like I have way too much power because I'm the only person that can do this. All right, see you guys soon.
All right.
Uh-oh, Tyler's coming for us. Everybody run.
I think it works though, right? Because if chlorophyll is green and something has chlorophyll, then whatever has chlorophyll has the property of greenness somewhere.
So Rachel's green.
Yeah. And if something...
Rachel is green?
She might have green.
You're gonna have a hard time selling Rachel's green. I mean, the nice thing is that Rachel's on your team, so she's probably not gonna be the one to present your counter argument.
Except Earl may make an argument like that.
What about is made of chlorophyll? Is it made of chlorophyll?
How about it? Is Rachel made of chlorophyll?
No.
I don't feel that she is. I'd be real surprised to find that out.
That works.
Okay, so test one. Okay, so now what's the three-part statement now? The new one.
Consider leaves, they're green because they are made of chlorophyll.
Okay, so test one.
Leaves have chlorophyll.
That ain't test one.
Oh, are made of. Sorry, I was reading my. Leaves are made of chlorophyll.
Do we accept that?
No.
Uh-oh.
I mean, go ahead, Sarah. Or James.
Oh, I don't think I have the tests. I just have the three relationships. I think I missed that. Sorry.
The three relationships are the three tests.
Oh, well then it can't be true.
No.
It's not true.
Consider beings born with opposable thumbs, they are human?
No, because there are cats that have opposable thumbs.
That's true.
Yeah, you're right. I just looked it up.
Anyway, cats.
Don't you remember we had this conversation because someone has a cat with an opposable thumb? We saw Mia's cat who has an opposable thumb.
No, that
remember?
was just a big thumb. It wasn't actually an opposable one, right?
Are we sure about that? We're not sure
Pretty
about
confident,
that.
but like, yeah. But you're right about this is not the only one. And not the only thing.
Okay. Let's see. What else can we say?
Tyler, we have two already.
What are the first two?
Hmm?
Well, what were they?
First one is tigers are feline because they are cats.
Okay.
And the second one is apples are fruits because they come from ovary-bearing flowers.
I didn't. What? Really? That's the. That's a thing. Ovary-bearing flowers. I just learned.
Yes.
Something new. All right. Also, hi Kelsey. I haven't seen you in a while.
Hi, how are you? Good to
All
see
right.
you. We're twins now.
I know. I was gonna say something. You're.
Am I the only one with hair?
I dig it.
No, Lachlan has good flow.
Yeah, it's
Oh,
one.
hi,
Hasn't
Okay.
disappeared yet.
If you have hair, consider hair.
What else could be?
If you are a monk, then
Is it possible? Consider oh, this is intense. Consider human life. Yeah. Humans are alive if they have a beating heart.
Where's the because though? Oh, we have 50 seconds.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we.
I think we're going to come up to the problem with this at some point in the main group. But what happens a lot of times is we'll make a syllogism where we're switching our subject. And it's so confusing and it never works.
Okay.
So what was it that you just said? Consider
Humans.
Humans are alive. Human life.
Consider
Right? Consider human life. Humans are alive because
those two
they
are
have a beating heart. What?
Consider humans, they are alive because they have a beating heart.
yeah. So when you say they, you're referring to humans.
Yeah.
Whereas what Kelsey said switched the subject in the assertion. And
Okay.
it's a fucking problem.
You can't say humans are.
Not sure how well that worked.
Okay, no, I think it went okay. If I had to,
it was super
if I
fun.
had to guess,
Pop
I
around.
would imagine it went different in different rooms.
I was thinking actually, so the next time we do this, Ben, I think I should actually temporarily make you host, because then you can pop between rooms, because I think that would be more useful. So I think
We'll do that.
Yeah.
If you have that ability, we can do that next time.
Yeah. Cool.
Cool. Yeah, great. Okay, cool. Can you make them come back?
What do you mean? Oh yeah. Do you mean back into the? That's what I did at the end.
Well, here's the thing: is I think you have to click OK. I'm willing to put up with Tyler's shit, or else it doesn't actually send you back.
No, it eventually kicks you back. You.
Oh, it does. Okay, good.
Yeah, I
Okay,
think
good.
Kelsey's group got kicked back because I think everybody was there right until the last second. So
Okay,
that was
good.
the last group I was in. So no, I'm all powerful. I can do anything. It's
Wonderful. Good. Okay,
drunk
that must
with
be
power.
wonderful. Yeah, probably. Yeah, I don't know. It probably has its downsides, but I don't know what they are. Does that mean we're all back?
I think everybody's back.
Good. How many groups were there total?
5.
5? Cool. So, and we have 17-ish minutes.
Something like that.
We may or may not make it to everyone. Don't worry about it. Okay. Some group of 3.
Yeah.
Nominate.
Let me. I can nominate people. So breakout room 1. Let's start there. So I have Dennis Earl, Ha, Sarah Blackburn, and Zoe. Someone volunteer. I'll volunteer. Sarah's volunteering. What's up?
Oh, I was waving my hand that I was in that group.
Oh.
These are supposed
Give us your reason. Give us your 3-part logical statement that you came up with that will be so utterly correct.
Oh my goodness. Okay, we had 2. One was
Give us the best one.
the best one. Well, yeah, we'll give you the first one. The coffee is hot because it was newly boiled.
Because it was newly boiled.
And
Okay.
so our letter A was that the coffee is newly boiled. That's our A.
Okay, cool.
Is that okay?
Yeah, it's fine. The coffee is hot because it was newly boiled. Is that right?
Yes.
Okay, cool. So someone who is not Sarah, Ha, or whoever else was in that group. I'm sorry. Yeah, I don't have names. Oh, Zoe. Yeah.
I'll take it.
Okay, yeah, give us test 1.
The coffee is newly boiled.
The coffee was newly boiled. Technically, right? Now this is tough. This is a hypothetical, okay? I mean, I don't know, Stephen, I'm supposed to ask you whether or not you accept that it was newly boiled. We don't know what coffee they're talking about, so it's a little bit problematic. They kind of snuck one by us because they're talking about some coffee that that I'm not aware of. I can tell you that this coffee was not newly boiled. So if I wanted to be a pain, I would say it is the coffee. This is the coffee. And it was not newly boiled, or was it? I don't know. Was the coffee newly boiled?
No, it's like
The hot one was newly boiled.
That's true. Was it? How do you feel?
I don't like it. I don't buy it.
Well, why? Sure, fine, okay, but give me a substantive complaint about it.
Because all coffee is not newly boiled, so it's not necessarily true. or coffee in general does not mean it's newly boiled. Like the definition of coffee does not equal newly boiled.
Could be a problem. Okay, so there could be a problem here.
We're
There's
saying that
potentially
it's hot.
Well, you're saying that it's hot because it was newly boiled. You didn't say the hot coffee is hot because it was newly boiled. You're saying the coffee. Okay, so you're making the argument that it's hot, but you can't take as a premise your assertion. We can't assume your assertion is true before we look at your reason. So he's got a complaint to make. I don't know. It's debatable. When you say the coffee, I don't know what coffee you're talking about. I will tell you that I am a ridiculous man who is slightly obsessive about coffee. And typically you don't want your water to boil if you're gonna make a perfect cup of coffee. We generally like 202 degrees for a perfect cup of coffee. You can scorch your coffee if you boil it. Now, maybe you don't mind that, okay? But personally, I spend a lot of money on my coffee. And I don't want to go around scorching my beans with boiling water. I'm not going to tell you how to live your life. But I don't know. You said the coffee, so it's maybe debatable. You might have had some particular coffee in mind that we didn't get to agree about. And you might on the debate ground say, when someone says the coffee, you might say, I'm sorry, which coffee? But let's do the next test, okay? So someone give me a test B, okay? A relationship B.
If something is newly boiled, then it must be hot.
Again, you said the word is, and I believe they used the word.
Then it must have been hot.
I think that if I got it right, the coffee is hot because it was newly boiled. Did you say was?
We said was.
Isn't the reason newly boiled?
Because it was newly boiled. It was newly boiled is the reason. Okay, so now with their reason in your hand, give me test B.
If something was newly boiled, then it was hot. Then must have been hot. Then
I think their assertion was it is hot. If something was newly boiled, then it is hot, right?
Right.
Is it true?
Not necessarily. Maybe it cooled down.
Yeah, the was is false.
The was may be problematic for you. The was may be getting you in trouble.
Yeah.
Just for fun, someone give me test C.
If something is not hot, then it must not have been newly boiled.
Oof. Yeah, if something is not hot, then it must not have been newly boiled. Do you accept that?
No, well, I mean,
if something is not hot, then it must
but
not
there
have been newly boiled.
I mean, I suppose, but there are other reasons that things cannot be hot.
Yeah, if something is not hot, okay, if something isn't hot, okay, for example, this coffee, okay, which maybe it's hot because it's in my belly, okay, but there's like a little bit of coffee schmutz at the bottom, okay, that isn't hot, okay, this coffee, which is not hot, okay, if something is not hot, like this can, okay, is it true that it must not have been newly boiled? Must not have been. It could never have been newly boiled, this coffee that's not hot. Couldn't have been.
Well,
could never have been newly boiled.
That's not true. It could have been newly boiled 2 hours ago and lost the heat.
Yeah, right.
Then it's not newly boiled.
It was not?
But it was.
But it was newly
past
boiled.
tense.
So then that would have been boiled. It not newly boiled.
It will have was been?
The word like having newly and the
Let's
word.
not talk about my grammar. I've been in quarantine.
Okay, give me a new one. Give me. I need a new representative from another group.
Let's do. I'm gonna pick I'm arbitrarily picking breakout room 4. So this, actually, no, I'm not going to do that one. I'm going to do breakout.
That is arbitrary.
Breakout 3. So this is Leah, Nicholas Marshall, and Stephen McManus.
Okay.
Somebody volunteer.
Give us your best.
Stephen, go for it.
Consider a cup. It is something that you can drink from because it is something that you can pour liquid out of.
Consider a cup. It is something you can drink from because it is something you can pour liquid out of. Okay, good. All right.
Nick, did I get that right? Okay.
Zoe, already coming for revenge. It's all's fair. Yeah, good. Okay, but what I really want is someone run test A. Relationship A. What is relationship A? Someone give me relationship A. In fact, Zoe, since you're already after him, okay? I can lip read, you know.
You want A?
Yeah, what's A?
A cup. Consider a cup, he said. It is.
Yeah.
Hold up. Consider a cup. You can pour liquid out of it.
Is it true?
No, wait, damn it. A cup is something you can pour liquid out of. There we go.
Is it? Do you agree?
I do agree.
Okay.
Perhaps.
Everyone agree?
Pardon me. Sippy cups. They're cups.
But you can't.
And now we are in 2020, and
That's a good one.
non-fillable sippy cups. Just saying.
That's a good one. Good job, Zoe.
So, can you pour liquid out of a sippy cup? Are you telling me you can't do it? Because I have a 4-year-old. I saw a young person, okay, in Ha's background. They find a way. Can you pour liquid? They find a way to pour liquid even out of sippy cups. My kid was soaked the other night with his sippy cup in bed, and he had unscrewed it and poured it all over himself. So you can pour water out of it. You've got to unscrew the lid first.
Ben, I'm talking about a very specific type of sippy cup, which actually it sounds like you need to know about, and it's the kind that can fill. So
The sippy cups are seriously deficient, Ben. That's what she said.
How do you get water in this sippy cup?
you unscrew the cap, which is part
I'm
of
listening.
the cup.
But it can never be, once it's got water in it, it can never be unscrewed again, is what I'm understanding.
Just because it's a cup doesn't mean it can't have a cap.
So it can be unscrewed again.
Oh wait, what? I'm lost. What'd you say?
So,
I'm
so
confident.
you fill the cup, you put the lid on, and you can never take this lid off, or you can take the lid off.
It needs like resistance pulling it out. It's like a. It's like those Camelback.
Right?
So yeah, but he's saying, Zoe, he's saying you can take the lid off eventually, though, right? Like the parents can take the lid off.
Yeah.
Nature finds a way. Yeah, see? See, you didn't know that was going to happen. You're never prepared when one of them is nearby. Someone give me test 2. I don't know. It's debatable. Someone give me test B. I should call it B. Cricket.
If something, if something can, the grammar is so weird. It's something you can pour liquid.
Yeah, if you can pour liquid out of something.
Liquid out of.
Yeah, if you can pour liquid out of something, then surely it must be
something you can drink from.
Is that true?
What about if you're pouring poison? You can't drink it. I mean, no, you can drink it, but then you just be poisoned. Ah, shit.
Is poison something you can pour liquid out of? I don't really know the answer to that. I don't know, but yeah, it'd be weird. Not generally. All right, something you can pour liquid out of. Okay, that you cannot drink from. You see, would there be an example? Can anyone think of an example?
Michael says fire hose.
Fire hose. You can drink from a fire hose. You got to turn it down real low. Or you can drink from it even at full blast, but that may be your last drink ever.
What about a strainer? Like when you strain pasta, right? Like you can pour liquid out of it, but you cannot drink from it.
What about
If you're fast enough.
Oh, I guess you could put your head below it. I guess that's true.
What about a gas container? Like, you know, like the gas from a car, you know, and like the little things that have in them. You can't
But
drink
I don't think the debate is whether something is edible or not, or drinkable or not. It's whether you can drink from something or not.
Make your case. God bless.
Cellulose straw.
We're trying. We're just trying, you know? I mean, it's nice. It's a good intention, the straw. We're trying. It's good. It's a good thing to try to use them, but you can't drink out of them.
From a river, Rachel.
What?
You can drink from a river.
I know, but you can't pour water out of it. So I'm trying to think.
Can you pour water out of a river?
We could though. Like we were watching Universe last night, and there's a way that there could be some catastrophic thing that could happen, and the water would be theoretically poured from the river.
Here's the thing. Okay, here's the thing. We've got 2 minutes, all right? And I'm going to use them my way, okay? Here's the point of the exercise, all right? And I'm going to stop sharing my screen here, I think. So I can gesture wildly. It's hard, okay? Point of the exercise is it's hard, okay? So if we're using reasons all day long, every day, okay? I hit my alarm because I got 10 more minutes, right? I put on clothes because I don't want everyone to call me a jerk. I get in the car or I go downstairs because that's the way to get to Kalamazoo. Everything you do in your life, you're doing it for reasons, okay? When you're sitting here in this class and you're staring at the 3 tests, okay, at the 3 relationships, you are struggling and second guessing yourself, and we're second guessing each other to come up with a correct reason. How do you think you're doing all day, every day when you're not looking at the 3 relationships? You know, medium probably, or badly a lot of the time. So look, that's why we've come here together today, and we will help each other together over the next few weeks to get better at it. Fun hanging out with you, fun exercise. It's really fun. We're going to do this again. We'll get better at breakout groups as we learn the next things. And it's whatever o'clock on the nose, depending on what time zone you're in. So I must honor your time and let you go. And I look forward to seeing you in a week.
Thank you so much, Ben.
Tyler, thanks for setting all this up.
Honor.
Thank you, Ben.
Thank you.
Thank you, everyone. Thank you, Ben. Appreciate it.
That was awesome.
Thank you. You're awesome.
Bye-bye.
And
Thank
you're
you.
awesome. And you're awesome. And you're awesome. Cool. Thank you, Tyler.
Yeah, that worked pretty well.
Yeah, I think so. Yeah, it's cool.
I realized one thing going into the next class. I can move people in the middle of breakout rooms. So what we could do is actually, like, if you message me, if you like DM me, I can just move you to another room. Like,
okay, cool.
If you want to bounce between rooms, if you're like, yeah, I think I want to move to another room, you let me know, and then I can just move you to a different room. If you want to keep rotating around, just so you don't have quite as much to think about.
That's great. That'd be fun.
Cool.
Yeah, cool. All right, I may do that. We'll see, you know, how quickly we cover the material that we have to cover. I think we'll just see.
Yep.
And then if we have more time for the breakout group, then maybe I can rotate more.
Yep. Perfect.
Yeah, that'd be a hoot.
All right. Thank you
All right,
again
cool.
so much, Ben, and thank
It's
you again,
fun.
Rachel. Like, I don't think I would have been able to, like, pull all the stuff together without you helping me out with, like, pushing it across the finish line. So thank you. very much.
Yeah, I think this was so awesome. Ben, it was so engaging. And I know like at least 90% of the people like really well. And I think this is going to be really helpful. And I'm really excited to do a DALAM debate. And I'm really excited to do ACI debate. And this is so perfectly timed and like so essential for us. So thank you so much. And thank you, Tyler, for doing this.
Yeah,
Thank you for having me.
And I think this did exactly what I was hoping it would do, which is there was more discussion in this than there was in like ACI, just by its very nature, which it felt way more engaging, I think, than some of the other stuff that they've been doing. So I was really happy about that.
So much fun. Thank you guys so much for having me. Thanks for doing this thing. Thanks for doing all the actual work so that I can just come and pretend to be clever. See you guys. Bye. Thanks.
Thanks, Joe. Bye.